Hey guys, what's up? MajesticGaming here, and today I wanted to do a video about the Avengers game that is going to be releasing in May of next year, since I really have only talked about it when it first got revealed at E3, and I haven't really gotten to talk about any of the new stuff, or just anything like that. And we did get a new trailer today, which kind of goes into a lot more detail into more of the game mechanics and just stuff like that. So I just kind of wanted to talk about it, what I like, what I don't like, why I may be skeptical, but overall why I am still excited, and I'm planning on still getting it hopefully at this point when it releases in May. So starting off, I just want to kind of talk about the story, I guess, since that's something that this game is doing completely original. The story seems pretty interesting so far. I like the idea of it. I like the whole, obviously that it's an original story. They're in the West Coast, opening up a new, headquarters, and then something happens where, I don't know, something goes wrong. Captain America's allegedly dead, and San Francisco all blames them. The city's destroyed, and then it's like a 5-year time jump, and then they have to reassemble pretty much. That I think is a pretty solid story. I think AIM as the main villains is pretty cool. I like that. And overall, it seems like it'll be pretty good, at least that part. Now, the thing I am more skeptical of is kind of the Miss Marvel element that they just kind of revealed I believe in New York Comic Con, where she's pretty much the main character of the game, which is interesting. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that. I feel like I kind of rather it be just the main Avengers, since I want them to be more of the focus of it. Again, it may be done really well, and I really like Miss Marvel as a character. I just don't know if I really want her as the main character, but hopefully they'll implement her in a way that doesn't feel too forced and too kind of overbearing, that it can still be a game about the Avengers. So this trailer just kind of shows us more of the first 8-day event. Visually, it looks so much better than it originally did at E3. That looked terrible, just so many of the designs. It just looked awful at E3, but a lot of it looks really good now, and I do really like it. Visually, like I said, a lot of the cutscenes, they look really solid, and I enjoy it. I think it looks cool. The whole idea of AIM building all these robots, obviously not very original, but I mean, it's AIM, it's a comic book, I don't really care. And just seeing more of the missions, we still haven't really seen that many more of a variety of missions, obviously, because they probably don't want to spoil it too much or spoil other characters that are going to be in the game, so I'm okay with that. But I do hope we get some more reveals soon of maybe Ant-Man to see if he's a playable character, maybe Hawkeye, Spider-Man, people like that. They do show us the element that you will be operating out of an old helicarrier or a damaged helicarrier that you can kind of rebuild and stuff and work with your team, and I think that's really cool. And then we also do get a look at the menu, which there are a bunch of things. Obviously we have objectives, skills, gear, appearance, collections, and roster. So roster is obviously going to be your characters. Collections, I assume, is going to be collectibles that you just pick up throughout missions, kind of like every game has. Appearance, this looks really cool. They obviously have an outfits, emotes, and nameplates thing. Outfits obviously is just going to be all your alternate skins for characters, which I'm super excited about that, just because alternate skins in superhero games are awesome, and it's just really fun to use them. The emotes thing, sure, it seems kind of dumb for an Avengers game, but I mean, it's a multiplayer game. I just think that's kind of stupid. It's not Destiny or Fortnite. We don't need emotes in our Avengers game. Whatever. And then nameplates, I assume, is going to be you'll see in a second, there's a little nameplate also like in Destiny. Obviously, this game feels really similar to Destiny in a lot of ways, but the nameplate you have, obviously you're going to be able to unlock more, and that's pretty self-explanatory. The suits they do show for Iron Man, we've all seen a lot of these before, but they do look pretty good, and just by the amount of slots they have for alternate suits, at least for Iron Man, in this trailer, I assume we're going to have a lot of suits for all the characters, so I'm really excited about that. If you look in the top right, you will see that we have two different currencies, it looks like. One looks more of a plentiful kind of the blue shield logo, which I assume is going to be your main currency in the game, and then we also have a little Avengers currency, which I assume is going to be microtransactions, which is worrying me a little bit. Obviously, when they announced this game at E3, they talked all about the live service model, and it's probably going to be a thing where they gradually add in more missions and characters, also like Destiny, as time goes on. So I just really hope that doesn't hinder the game at launch, because if it does, that could be this game's ultimate downfall, even if it has good gameplay, great story, great visuals, all that kind of stuff. If the microtransactions and live service element of it get in the way, that could really, really bring this game down. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but I definitely can see that being a possibility. We also get a look at the gear screen, which also looks like Destiny, kind of like that more RPG element, which looks pretty solid. I've always wanted an Avengers game where I could really customize the characters to a full extent. Ultimate Alliance, just you could kind of customize their moves, but it wasn't really anything meaningful. But this game looks like you're going to be able to customize a lot of the character. They, for example, show Iron Man, they have melee gear, and they obviously, like an RPG, you have all your stats like melee, ranged, heroic, defense, all that kind of thing. And like I said a minute ago, you do have the nameplate in the top left where you'll be able to unlock different ones. So that is really cool. And overall, like I said, the gear stuff I think looks pretty cool. Hopefully it will just be fleshed out enough and not kind of feel like a forced inclusion, but I am excited. The moves, the skills that you have, I'm also very excited about. We do see that you obviously get them through skill points, which I assume you get from leveling up characters and that kind of thing. And the moves they show, like for Iron Man, are typical Iron Man moves. They look good, and it just seems like there's a lot of variety with things like that. Also, something that I was insanely curious to see was going to be how the missions would work, and they did say that there are two kinds of missions. There are going to be campaign missions and Warzone missions. So Warzone missions are going to be kind of more general. They're still like story missions, like they still progress the narrative, they said, but you can play with like 4 different characters kind of all at once. It's kind of like more of, I assume, what'll be like the more replayable fun things you do with your friends. And then they have campaign missions, which are more kind of focused on one hero, that are you know, what you're going to be doing to progress the narrative kind of each character and just that kind of thing. And we do see that you can change the difficulty, which is good. And just like Destiny, we keep mentioning Destiny over and over again, but it is insanely similar to so many elements of that game. For example, if you choose a Nightfall Strike of Destiny, it shows you like your potential rewards, your guaranteed rewards, that kind of thing. And it's the same kind of thing in this game. And then we do get a look at the very end of just some more gameplay from a different mission that's not 8A. Thankfully, we see Ms. Marvel again, who I think looks great, and we see Iron Man and Black Widow, and we just see all the characters, and that's pretty much all this new trailer gives us. But it did really get me thinking, and I want to talk about it because I feel this game has so much potential to be so good, but the main thing, the Ms. Marvel inclusion right now, I'm a little hesitant on, but I could easily get behind that. I don't really care if she's like feels kind of forced, as long as the live service and microtransactions elements don't get like too involved in the game, because that, like I said, will be this game's downfall. Destiny, I've mentioned this before, I absolutely love the gameplay of Destiny and Destiny 2. I think it's phenomenal. But the way those games were released and marketed, and not marketed, but like released with their microtransactions, especially in Destiny 2 with Eververse, and the way that they've like released those games with not launching them completely when they first come out and then releasing $60 expansions over and over again, I absolutely hate and cannot get behind, and that's the reason why I still kind of look at Destiny with more of a negative outlook to this day. So if the Avengers game can avoid that and release characters, I guess, in a timely manner, and have a good amount at launch, and have a good amount of like progressing stuff at launch when it does release, and not get too bogged down by microtransactions and digital currency and that kind of thing, I think this game has potential to be really, really awesome. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this new trailer if you did watch it, and what are you excited about for this game, and what are you also looking forward to, and what are you also like kind of being dreadful of and being cautious of when it comes to this game. Thank you guys for watching. Majestic Gaming.